If you keep replaying your first failure in your head, your momentum dies there too. So, guys, if you're between the ages of 18 to 25 and you just went through your first big failure, then watch this video till the end, because in this video, I will give you one neuroscience tip that you can do right after this video ends. So, after my first failure, once I left cricket, I remember one day I was sitting in my room and I just took out my laptop and I saw some matches of mine, and I watched myself getting out, some dismissals, and all the mistakes that I made. So I actually told myself that I was just analyzing, but actually that was self punishment. And why? Because my brain didn't know the difference between a memory and a reality, right? So it didn't know the difference between memory and reality. And that's not just the case for me, that's with everyone. Everyone's brain doesn't, like your brain doesn't know the difference between a memory and a reality, right? So what happened was, so I watched those clips of me getting out, and I had already left cricket, obviously, because I was going through my first failure. So I had left cricket. So I, because of me watching those clips, my brain kept replaying that first failure again on loop, literally. And for some people who don't know my story, I'll say it again, not to bore you, but to relate to you and to tell my story. So I was 14. So I left my family and I shifted to another country to pursue cricket. And cricket is a sport that involves a bat and a ball. It's just like baseball, but it's bounced on the ground and then it's played. So I went to pursue a career in cricket. At the age of 14, I left my family, and for 8 years, I kept working hard every single day. And I'm not lying, 10 to 12 hours every single day. I kept working hard, I kept working hard, I never gave up, but I got no success at all. Literally, no success at all. And that made me feel devastated from inside, because obviously when you leave your family to go to another country at such a young age, there are a lot of expectations, and I expected a lot from myself, and my family expected a lot from me as well. So for me to go through those failures, the thing that I was going through my brain was immense. I mean, I was feeling a lot of things, and the amount of pressure that was in my brain was a lot. And because, like I said, I had worked hard for 7 to 8 years straight without taking a break, and that really was just hard for me, because I wanted results, but I was getting no results at all. So that was my cricket story in short. That was my first failure story in short. And so, like I said, so after my first failure, one day I just took out my freaking laptop out of nowhere, and I just started replaying my mistakes that I just saw in the matches. I started analyzing out of nowhere. And like I said, it was not self analyzing, that was self punishment, because my brain started replaying my first failure on loop again. So, what happens is, when you start replaying your first failure on loop again, your momentum dies there too, because your brain keeps replaying that first failure again and again. Yeah, literally. So the truth is, the brain doesn't track the calendar, it tracks repetition. Now, what do I mean by this? In simple words, the brain doesn't care how many days, how many weeks, how many months it's been since your first failure, right? It cares about repetition only. So every replay of your first failure reopens the same wounds, right? Simple. You have to understand that your brain doesn't care, no matter how many days it's been, how many months it's been, right? How many weeks it's been. It doesn't care about that. If you replay your first failure, or all of those instances that happened in your first failure, then it reopens the same wounds. All right, so that was a simple explanation for the line. So now let's talk about the neuroscience tip that I want you to do right now, or right after this video ends. So the tip is called the bilateral squeeze reset. It's a very easy tip to do. It won't take much of your time, maybe just 1 minute, and that's it. All right, so the tip is called the bilateral squeeze reset. So what I want you to do in this is, grab any small object. Okay, grab any small object. It can be a bottle cap or a ball, okay, and squeeze it hard in your right hand for 3 seconds, and then switch to your left for 3 seconds, and then keep alternating for 20 seconds while breathing slow. Okay, it's a very easy tip, and I will explain it again for your convenience. So grab any small object. It can be a bottle cap or a ball, like I said, and then squeeze it hard in your right hand for 3 seconds, and then switch to your left hand for 3 seconds, and then keep alternating for 20 seconds while breathing slow. You see, it's a very easy tip to do, and it won't take much of your time at all. So let's talk about what does this tip do scientifically, and what does neuroscience say about the bilateral squeeze reset. So when you do the bilateral squeeze reset, this forces both sides of your brain to sync, interrupting emotional replay and pulling you out of the first failure loop fast. So this is just one amazing easy tip that you can do right now or right after this video ends. But the step-by-step explained rapid neuroscience brain resets is in the Phoenix Reset, the 24-hour ICE course, which is specially built for 18 to 25-year-olds, that guarantees that in just 24 hours, you'll stop overthinking your first big failure, rebuild unstoppable motivation, and take bold action toward your next goal, all using neuroscience backed methods. So, the course link is in my description. Flip your brain back to peak drive in just 24 hours. So, guys, stop letting your brain replay pain and stop letting your brain replay your first failure on loop. So, guys, understand that your first failure doesn't define you. Instead, your first failure is the fuel to your next big success. Yes, guys. So, guys, I'm your brother and I got you. Please understand that I have been through the exact same pain. And so that's why I can relate to you and I can understand you. And, guys, please don't shy away from sharing your first failure story in the comment box. Please do share your first failure story in the comment box. And, guys, join me inside the Phoenix Reset, the 24-hour ICE course. The course link is in my description. So, guys, please make sure you do the tip that I gave you in this video right after this video ends. Like I say, I always emphasize on taking action fast, mainly taking action fast. So if you want to keep moving forward in life, even after your first failure, the key is to keep moving fast. Fast action is the key to success. So make sure you do the tip that I gave you in this video right after this video ends. And you can also go and watch my previous videos in which I put out like a neuroscience tip in every single video of mine. You can go and watch that as well. My neuroscience tip don't take much time, just a minute or two. That's it. So a minute or two out of your 24 hours won't take up much time, guys. And so, guys, I love you all. I will see you in the next video. Till then, take care and bye.